So here's where things stand with Jason Bourne 6, and it's kind of a mixed bag. Matt Damon has been super enthusiastic about doing another Bourne movie, and for a while, things were starting to look up. Back in late 2023, there was a bunch of buzz when All Quiet on the Western Front director Edward Berger, fresh off his Oscar win, was reportedly on board to direct. Damon was also in talks to return, which had fans feeling hopeful. But since then, crickets. In a recent interview with Cinema Daily US while promoting his latest film Conclave, Berger was asked if there's been any movement on Jason Bourne 6. His response? Not exactly reassuring. He basically said it's unclear whether he's even doing the movie and that he's not working on it right now. In fact, he's not sure what his next directing gig will be at all. So yeah, not exactly a thrilling update for anyone hoping to see Damon back in action soon. That kind of puts a damper on things, especially since Damon had previously said the new movie would be based on Berger's idea, which he called great. And if you know Berger's history, he's usually pretty hands-on with his projects. He's written almost all of his films, which made it seem like he'd be writing Bourne 6 too. But maybe he's too tied up with other stuff, like Conclave or that Netflix adaptation he's working on, The Ballad of Small Player. So there's a chance another writer could be brought in if Berger steps aside. Even though this is the first time Berger has really addressed his potential involvement in Bourne 6, it does raise questions about how solid his connection to the film actually is. It's not the first time he's been linked to a big franchise only for it to fizzle out. Remember when he was rumored to be directing Ocean's 14? That turned out to be nothing but talk. So while Damon's earlier comments made it sound like Berger was locked in, this long gap since the original announcement makes it feel like things might be shifting behind the scenes, either on Berger's end or Universal's. That said, it's still kind of early to hit the panic button. These kinds of delays aren't totally unusual, especially when you've got someone like Berger who's juggling multiple projects. He could just be too busy to focus on it right now. He's been doing press. He's got a movie in post-production. It's possible he hasn't had the time or mental space to properly dive into the Bourne world again. And if Damon is really pushing for Berger to stick around as director, we might be in for a bit of a wait before anything concrete happens. But that's not all. There's actually a bigger shakeup happening with the Bourne franchise in general. According to Deadline, the rights to the entire Bourne series are up for grabs. Universal has had the rights for a long time, but now the estate of author Robert Ludlum, the guy who wrote the original Bourne Identity book, is shopping the franchise around. WME is handling the sale, and it sounds like there's serious interest from big players like Apple, Netflix, and Skydance. So the future of Bourne isn't just about Damon and Berger. It could involve an entirely new home and possibly a reboot. If a reboot does happen, that opens up a whole different conversation. On the one hand, it's kind of exciting to imagine a new take on the Bourne universe, especially if a fresh studio gets creative with it. But at the same time, there's still a huge part of the fan base that just wants to see Damon back for at least one more round. After all, there's still that long-awaited crossover between Damon's Jason Bourne and Jeremy Renner's Aaron Cross that fans have been dreaming about since the Bourne Legacy came out. It's kind of wild that the franchise has been around since 2002, when Doug Liman's The Bourne Identity first hit theaters. Damon crushed it in that movie, and he followed it up with two more installments, The Bourne Supremacy and The Bourne Ultimatum, both directed by Paul Greengrass. Then in 2012, Renner stepped in with The Bourne Legacy, which was a spin-off that didn't include Damon at all. And while Renner's movie did pretty well at the box office, his character never actually crossed paths with Damon's Bourne. In 2016, Damon and Greengrass reunited for Jason Bourne, and fans thought that might pave the way for the crossover, but nope. Renner's Aaron Cross was nowhere to be seen. And aside from a short-lived Treadstone TV series that came out in 2019, we haven't seen much movement on the franchise since. The frustrating thing is Bourne 6 almost got made. There was a moment in 2023 when it really looked like things were moving forward. Damon even went on The Late Show and said Berger had a solid idea for the film. He's working on it, Damon said. So I'm looking. I'm as anxious as you are to see if this thing. I hope it's great and that we can do it. But as of now, Berger has admitted that his Bourne idea kind of stalled out. He even said he hasn't found the right angle yet that would make the new movie stand shoulder to shoulder with Greengrass's previous work. And to be fair, that's a pretty high bar. Berger made it clear that he only wants to move forward if he can bring something genuinely fresh and worthy to the table, which is understandable, but also kind of discouraging for fans who've been waiting almost a decade now. Now here's the thing. If Universal, or whichever studio ends up with the rights, decides to reboot the whole thing, it might sound like a cool idea on paper. But it could also mean skipping over what fans really want. That epic Damon Renner crossover that's been teased for years. It's kind of a bummer to think about how the Bourne Legacy introduced Aaron Cross and then never brought him back. Renner himself has said that a team-up with Damon would have been pretty badass, and it actually was part of an early pitch for Jason Bourne 5 before that idea got shelved. So now we're left in this weird limbo. On one hand, rebooting the franchise could bring in a new generation of fans. But on the other hand, there's still a ton of storytelling potential left with the original cast, especially if we finally get that Damon Renner team-up. It would be such a missed opportunity to throw that away in favor of a full reboot, especially since the Bourne Legacy still feels like the odd one out in the franchise. Even if the crossover doesn't happen, a new Damon-led sequel would probably be better than starting over from scratch. According to recent reports, Bourne 6 was still in development as of late 2023, with Berger attached. Damon, while cautiously optimistic, didn't make any firm promises. He even joked that he's not getting any younger, which is fair, but that doesn't mean he's out of the game just yet. The truth is, despite all the uncertainty and long delays, the Bourne franchise still has a ton of potential. There's a reason it's earned over $1.6 billion globally. It's got strong characters, gripping action, and a fan base that clearly wants more. So whether we get Berger at the helm, a different director, or even a new studio altogether, there's still hope that Jason Bourne's story isn't over. And who knows, maybe we'll still get that Damon and Renner showdown someday. It might not be tomorrow or even next year, but the possibility is still out there. And honestly, that's all we know about the upcoming movie for now. Thanks for watching. If something new comes out, you'll know it. We'll keep you updated. Till then, be in the loop. Give us a thumbs up, share a video, and hit that subscribe button. We'll appreciate it, and we'll see you in our next video.